welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Megan, and for those of you who don't know me, I am a rising second year at the University of Virginia. This time last year, I was scouring the internet looking for all kinds of like dorm essential lists, like what you need to bring, what you don't need to bring. Am I packing too much? I was just a little overwhelmed, to say the least. But I'm going to be sharing with you guys kind of what I found really helpful in my college dorm last year. I think this list is kind of more of things you forget about and not necessarily the standard, oh, you need to have a mattress topper. I really hope that you guys enjoy. If you're new here, subscribe down below. I make college videos pretty often. I recently did a dorm tour of my UVA dorm as well as a video on how to decorate your dorm. So if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely check it down in the description box. I'll have them linked, and let's get right on to this video. This is going to be like things I just like really ended up using. The first of which is a speaker. I bought a speaker right before I left for college. I had an Amazon gift card from graduation. It's actually the JBL speaker, and I want to say it was like $75. It really wasn't that expensive. It's waterproof. We would bring them into the showers. We had like a big communal bathroom, so we'd play like music on here. And also it's really fun to just have a speaker in your room. I was like one of my only friends with a speaker, so we'd all like kind of just convene in my room. We could listen to music or anything like that. It's super easy to connect your phone, and I know I'm going to use this for the next 4 years. So the next thing that is probably my #1 essential out of anything is medicine, because Lord knows I was so sick last year. I cannot emphasize to you enough, you will be sick your freshman year. You may try to avoid it. You may eat as healthy as you can. Does not matter. You will be sick because it's like 30 people living together in one communal germ-infested hall. So you will be sick. My mom kind of put this kit together for me, which is fantastic. I used almost everything in that medicine kit because I just was chronically sick last year. So think like cough syrup, ibuprofen, Tylenol, a thermometer, allergy medicine, stuff like that. Obviously adjust it to what you need. So my next essential may be a little extra for some, and maybe I'm just like a clean freak in this aspect, but I hated when people would take their laundry out of their dirty laundry basket and then wash it in the dryer and then put the clean clothes back in the dirty laundry basket to carry upstairs. What I recommend doing is getting one of those collapsible laundry baskets, which they have at Costco, Walmart, Target. They're pretty cheap and they're plasticky too, so I always put my clean clothes in there. And then I also, another essential is a drying rack. I know not everyone air dries all their clothes, which I don't air dry all my clothes, but for tops like this or anything kind of nicer, I do like to air dry, and I'd consistently wear probably like 4 or 5 tops a week that needed to be air dried. So I definitely recommend like a hang dry little contraption as well. Mine would just fold up and store it underneath my bed. It was super compact. Same with the laundry basket, but both of those kind of helped with laundry. For me personally, I used a pitcher over a Brita. I got the pitcher from the dollar store. It was super cheap. I could not get a Brita underneath our sink, so it was just worth it for me. We actually had a water fountain upstairs, so I just walk up to the water fountain, fill up the pitcher, and walk back. It wasn't that big of a deal, but if you know that your sinks are deep enough, I would get a Brita just because it's easier to fill it up with sink water. I recommend either a pitcher or a Brita just because water in the room, it's way easier, especially if you're making like something out of your Keurig. You can just pour some in there, or if you want to fill up your water bottle, you're making ramen, stuff like that. So my next essential is my Scout Rump Roost. I am obsessed with this thing. I got it in the larger size over the medium because I think it's just worth it to buy the large. Basically what it is like this big storage bin, and it can hold so much stuff inside. I kept it on top of my little wardrobe thing, and it just stored like out of season clothing, big jackets, just like random stuff my mom like sent with me, like a flashlight. Never used that, but I had it just in case. The best part about it is that it has this lid on it, and you can actually sit up to 300 pounds on it. So like you and your friend can sit on the Rump Roost. It's fantastic, and I think it's really cute too. They're really nice. But in the future, even if I don't use it in my dorm or my apartment, you can put it in the back of your car. It's just like a great bin, and they last forever. So I recommend investing in one of those if you want some extra storage in your dorm. My next essential probably goes towards the clean freak in me, but I used my vacuum and my Clorox wipes every single week, at least once a week. I just loved how easy it was to clean the dorm, especially it's crazy how dusty it gets in there for like how small the space is and how often I cleaned it, but it'd be like pretty dusty every single week. So I just take a Clorox wipe down the surfaces, also kind of disinfects and gets rid of that germ, those germs, that germs, those germs. We had this small little vacuum from Bed Bath & Beyond, I want to say. It was actually pretty bad, so I don't recommend that. A good vacuum, like a small pretty compact one. If you have like a laminate floor or something, I'd bring a Swiffer instead of a vacuum, but just something to clean the floor because that floor gets so dirty. So my next essential is something actually that my friends asked me all the time to borrow, which were bowls and utensils. I did have 2 plates, which I think I used the plates like 2 times the entire year. A bowl, I had like 3 bowls and like 3 or 4 sets of forks and spoons. So helpful. I just use those at least like 3 or 4 times a week, every single week. So I think it's worth, I got them at Walmart. Like it was probably like $10 for all of that. So not expensive at all. You can use it next year in your apartment, but I highly recommend bringing some kind of like eating cutlery. The next essential, which is something I got over winter break actually, were slippers. I had my shower shoes, which are an essential in and of itself, but I didn't always want to put those back on if I was like going to the bathroom at night to brush my teeth, if I had already showered and they were still wet. Like I just got my slippers at Target. They're not expensive at all, but they're just really a lot nicer to slip on in the morning, or if you're just walking around the dorm, or sometimes you just don't want to be barefooted, you know? Cover your feet. Fun fact about me, I sweat so much, especially during the summer, but even during the winter I can too. So this essential for me is so important, which is a fan. Whether your dorm is air conditioned or not, you bring a fan, especially like the first 2 weeks. It was still pretty hot in our dorm, even with the AC on, and I think that had to do with it not being used before because it was brand new AC, but I'm so glad I brought that fan. It cooled down the room so much. Another essential, which I did talk about in my dorm decorating video, is drawer organizers for your dresser, because those things are actually pretty big. They can hold a significant amount of stuff. For me, I had a lot of stuff I wanted to put in my top drawer, like bras, underwear, tank tops, socks, etc, etc. I just bought this like pack of 4 or 5 drawer organizers. I can link them down below, from Amazon, and I want to say they were $13 or $14, so pretty inexpensive, and they really helped me use my space a lot more efficiently. So if you guys kind of have a lot of stuff and need to make sure you're maximizing your space, definitely get some drawer organizers. So my last essential is something that my friends also asked me pretty often for, which was a sponge and dish soap, because I think you just don't think to bring it. It's kind of random, but I found that I was eating a lot in my dorm. Either I'd bring food back, or I'd make food in the dorm, or I'd have snacks or whatever. I always needed to clean my stuff, obviously. It was just nice. I never used more than 1 bottle in the year. I had the 1 sponge, and of course if you don't use it, you can, I'm sure your family can use it at home, but I just thought it was really helpful and it made my life a whole lot easier. So as for some things that you don't need to bring to your dorm, number 1 is a ton of decor. I know this kind of contradicts my point with my whole dorm decorating video and about how decor makes the room what it is, etc, etc, but I think the key is here to just be intentional with what you're bringing and make sure that you're actually going to use it, which you may not even know until you get into the space. So maybe just prepare in advance that your parents are going to bring some of it home, or you're just not going to use it all, but you just don't need as much as you think you need. Another thing that I had to majorly cull down before I went to college is my t-shirt collection. You do not need all your t-shirts, you probably need 10. I said it, 10. Before college, I think I had 80 t-shirts, which is ridiculous on its face. And then especially if you rush, for us, we rush in the spring. I ended up after Big Little Week with like 28 t-shirts. So you don't need to bring all your t-shirts from home. You also don't need to bring more than 3 mugs unless you are drinking coffee 3 times a day, every single day. Well, first of all, you can just drink out the same mug. That's not even that weird, but you just don't need that many mugs. You don't, so it's gonna take up too much space. My last thing, and kind of mantra for the whole college packing thing, if you don't use it at home, you are not gonna use it at school. I said it. Maybe you're different. Maybe you like to dress up for class, but most of the time people wear leggings, athleisure kind of stuff to class, and then you have your going out clothes, and there's like a couple of things in between, but not really. So there's kind of that too. I wore a lot of cute clothes to school in high school. You don't do that in college. You just don't. So, I mean, maybe you can, and if you want to, go for it. Just be wary of that and don't bring your entire closet, because you definitely won't need it. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that it gave you some clarity on what to bring and what not to bring. And if you have any other college video requests, leave them down below. If you're new, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.